What's up, everybody? Warhawk Beyond 2040 in the house, bringing to you a brand new review series where I'll be talking about the latest addition to the Arrowverse, and that is none other than Season 1 of Batwoman. Now, the last time we actually saw Batwoman, she appeared in the Elseworlds crossover back in December of 2018, and it was announced just a few months after that Batwoman would indeed be getting her own show as part of the Arrowverse. Now, when the news broke out, I was initially very excited at the thought of seeing a brand new show for the Arrowverse. I was also mega hyped that we was actually getting a Bat character from the Bat family, and that is Batwoman. But when the trailer was released, I was very 50-50 about the show and some of the lines that were used in that trailer. So I didn't know what to expect for this show. I really wanted it to be good, as I was telling my friend for the past couple months, and there was only one way to find out for sure if this show was going to be good or not, and that was wait for the pilot to be released. So after just watching the pilot, I can honestly say that it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I'm not going to lie, it does get off to a little bit of a slow start, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. It actually turned out to be pretty decent in the end. There were a couple of lines in the episode which I wouldn't necessarily say pissed me off, but there were a couple of little lines there that did kind of rub me up the wrong way. There was a line where Kate Kane's dad said to her that you're female Bruce Wayne, and I kind of cringed my teeth at that. And of course the infamous line that Kate Kane said to Luke Fox, saying that the Batsuit will be made for a woman. That's kind of rubbed me up the wrong way. But apart from those little lines, I would say overall this was a good start. It was not a bad episode. We kind of got the main villain called Alice kind of established already for this season, so we're off to a fairly decent start. I'm looking forward to seeing episode 2, which is going to be shown this Sunday, so I'll catch that on Monday because the US get it, so the UK won't get it till Monday, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. What we got for this episode really was we kind of got a number of little flashbacks. Take, for example, the beginning. We kind of see Kate Kane in the Arctic swimming underwater in the ice, and I think this is some sort of training initiation she's going on with herself, so it looks like she's training herself. So she's been away from Gotham for quite a few years, and we also get some flashbacks of what happened to her sister and her mum. We even get to see some glimpses of Batman, although we don't actually see a full shot of Batman himself, but we see that Kate Kane's mum and sister die in a car crash, and their car goes over the bridge. What is it with cars and bridges in CW shows? Remember Smallville, everyone? Anyway, moving along, and that kind of sets the tone for the journey that Kate Kane will embark on her road to becoming Batwoman. So we also get some flashes of herself with her girlfriend Sophie, who is in a relationship with her during their time in the military, but after being caught by their drill sergeant, Sophie decides to stay on in the military, much to Kate's dismay, and they break up, which is probably one of the reasons why she leaves Gotham in the first place. But what brings her back is she learns that Sophie is kidnapped by a group of guys wearing rabbit masks, who we later learn their leader is none other than Alice. This happens after the mayor decides to shut down the bat signal after Batman has disappeared for over 3 years, which makes the city decide that they no longer need Batman to protect them or their city. We're also introduced to Kate Kane's stepsister, Mary Hamilton, and she's kind of like the complete opposite to Kate Kane. She's all about being in the spotlight, and she's a bit of a party animal. So we get to see a little bit of that relationship established already. And we're also introduced to Kate Kane's stepmother, Catherine Hamilton, who is one of the most powerful people in Gotham City after earning her billions as a defence contractor. Also in this episode, we get to see Kate Kane in detective mode before she actually dons the Batsuit. So that was quite cool, as she tries to find out where exactly Sophie is being held hostage. And it's really good to see her slugging out a few members of the Wonderland gang, as we now know them as. She takes them out in the elevator and through the corridor. So she's kind of like in pre-Bat mode already. So that was quite a lot of fun to watch, seeing her kick some ass. There were a few shots of Gotham City reminded me of Batman Begins. Perhaps they were old stock footage that they used for this episode, but I definitely got the feel of the Nolan films over the course of this episode. I was also impressed with the way Kate Kane found the Batcave in Wayne Tower, with the entrance behind the bookcase. I thought that was a nice little touch to how she discovers the Batcave and all of Bruce Wayne's Batsuits and gadgets. I also enjoyed the chemistry with Luke Fox and Kate Kane. I think that's going to be a lot of fun to watch as those two progress as this season goes along. The only thing I didn't like about this scene, and it's only one little thing, is obviously that infamous line where Kate Kane says, well, when it fits a woman, sort of line. I didn't really like that, but I let that slide really. Thankfully, it was only that one line. I'm just glad they didn't kill it. I just hope it ain't going to be a sign of things to come for this season. Now, the Batwoman costume, for me, looked like Christian Bale's Batsuit, but just made for a lady. I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. I'm sure we'll see the Batwoman Batsuit develop over the course of this season, and hopefully we'll get to see her become the Batwoman that we know and love, with the red bat symbol and the red wig and the dark red cape. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the costume will develop as we progress through this season. And the way that Batwoman took out the Wonderland gang and the way she saved Sophie from falling off the building was very reminiscent of the way Batman saved Rachel in The Dark Knight. I thought that was a nice little homage to that scene. And I also liked the twist at the end. We learn that Alice is none other than Beth Kane, who we thought died in the flashback. So that was a really cool twist. We also learn from Jacob Kane, Kate's dad, the reason why he never wanted his daughter to join the Crows team, which is kind of like their own private security firm for Gotham City. So it's kind of like their answer to the police force, or the GCPD, so to speak, is that he wanted something better for her, and he was just being the overprotective dad, as you'd expect. And I thought that was quite a decent scene with those two. So I'm looking forward to seeing more of the emotional stuff with those two. I also liked how everyone thought that Batman had returned, and it's all over the papers. I thought that was quite a cool way for them to build up the legend that is Batman, not knowing that it's actually Batwoman. So that was quite cool. And we also got a final shot of Kate Kane in the Batcave, writing in her journal about Bruce Wayne, who is her cousin, and saying that the story's not over, my story's just beginning. I thought that was a really epic way to end the episode, and I like the way that she put two and two together, learning that Alice is actually her sister, Beth Kane, and that she's still alive. So I thought that was a really cool twist, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that story will progress as this season goes along. We also learn in this episode that Kate Kane's ex, Sophie, is actually married. so that made it a little bit awkward. I'm hoping that love triangle ain't going to overshadow this entire season. I mean, I don't mind that they do that story, but I'm hoping that's not going to drag out too long, because at the end of the day I want this to be about Batwoman and doing what she does best. I don't really want it to just be all lovey-dovey crap so to speak, but we'll have to wait and see really. But I think the seeds are planted that Sophie will eventually learn that Batwoman is secretly Kate Kane. So who knows, maybe she might find out in the season finale, maybe she might find out in a couple of episodes later. Who knows really, but we'll have to wait and see how that story is going to play out over the course of the show. And there you have it, guys. That's pretty much my thoughts on this first episode. A pretty slow start, I'm not going to lie. Couple of lines I could have done without, but by and large I thought it was a pretty good episode, and we're off to a really good start, and I'm really looking forward to seeing episode 2, which is going to be shown this Sunday, but I'll obviously catch that next Monday. So I'm going to leave this here for all of you. What did you guys think? Did you like the first episode? Did you not? Are there some things that could have been better? Leave your thoughts and comments down below, and I will see you next time when I review episode 2 of Batwoman. So till then, take care.